What is a change nerd? A change nerd is someone who's read all the books, who's done the coaching, who's tried it himself or herself and figured out what works and what doesn't work. So what works? What works is identification, self-identification, in fact. You have to believe in change. You have to believe you can change. Good news, everyone can change. We all changed a zillion times from the time we were infants to the time we were toddlers, etc., all the way through learning how to drive. That took a lot of change. Remember? Going to college, being totally different from going to high school. Big change. You had to figure out what was going on, what you had to do differently, test some things out, see what worked, see what didn't. So that's the good news. Almost everyone has changed in the past. Bad news. Only 5% of you will change now. Horrible number. For you. Good number for me. Because 1 out of 20 people is a huge audience. I'm talking to you. If you're not willing to change, save yourself the 10 minutes and shut down this video and go watch some dancing cats somewhere. It's fine. I'm good. But I want to help some people today because today is technically a holiday in the United States, but I'm going to still take some time out and talk to people about their ability to change. Some of you are stuck in the past. Anybody get stuck in the past anytime? Go back to that girl you should have asked out, that guy you should have dumped, that car you shouldn't have bought, things like that. You know, we all have those. Do they run on repeat in your brain? Not 24/7, maybe sometimes at 3 in the morning. Maybe sometimes when you're up against a change situation and you're telling yourself, oh, I tried to do something 20 years ago and it didn't work, so I'm not going to do this because it involves risk. Yes, change involves risk. However, the risk not taken is usually 10 times the risk you're going to take. Let me say that again. The risk you're not taking is 10 times the size of the risk you are taking. In other words, what would happen if everything goes right? Everything changes. Everything gets better. You might get a new job. You might quit your job. You might leave a friendship because it's not serving you. Maybe it served you when you were in college with this woman and she's still talking about that college party where you threw up on someone's shoes. Is that serving you? No. What would serve you from that situation is to remember what you did to get out of that party, about wiping your face, about checking your look and getting out that door and getting someplace safe. Isn't that a better way to remember that experience? It is. But your friend, who is not really your friend, is never going to let that go. So you give her an opportunity, you give her a chance and say, hey, I know you love talking about that story. It's really embarrassing to me, but you're not talking about how we got ourselves together, how we got out of that party, how we got out of trouble and moved on to the next good adventure. We all have those stories, but the ones that we keep telling ourselves are the ones where we failed. But even in those failures, we have those moments of light, of brightness, of the things we did correctly. And we need to start not unremembering the past, but remembering the good kernels, the gold nuggets, I like to say, of what we did learn. And say, hey, I was an asshat when I was 15, but I was also very resilient. I had 2 companies by then. I was making money. I was helping people. I was serving. But I did some stupid stuff. I don't try to worry about the stupid stuff so much anymore. But I'm at that point in my life because I learned about change and I learned about taking the good risks. And you take the good risks this way. You write that, you take out a piece of paper, piece of copy paper for those people who don't have lined paper anymore. You draw the line down the middle of the sheet vertically, and you put on the left, and you go, what is the worst thing that could happen? And you write down 2 or 3 things. And then on the right side, you go, this situation, what is the best thing that can happen? You'll find you're going to write a lot more than 3 things. You'll make new friends. You'll make more money. You'll change people. You'll help people. You'll serve. And then you close your eyes and you can do an NLP exercise. Here's a great thing about talking to a change coach. He knows all this stuff. Your right ear, you're going to end up squeezing it after we do this exercise. Okay, close your eyes. Think about the situation that's repeating itself in a negative manner. Think about the 3 things you wrote down on the piece of paper. Open your eyes. Breathe. 4 beats in, hold it 4 beats, 4 beats out. Do that 3 times. Close your eyes. Think about the situation. Think about the good things that can come out of changing that variable in that situation so that you take the right perspective. Open your eyes. Go to your right ear. Squeeze it with your left hand. And what I ask you right now, what do you remember? You remember the neutral experience. You don't remember the bad experience. You don't remember the good experience. So we've balanced that experience out for you. This is the sort of thing that we do every week in change coaching. We balance that bad experience. There's always something good either in that experience or in the change that you can do to get out of that mental cycle you're in. This is change. For those 5% of the population that's still following me, who watches me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, God bless you all. I love helping people. I've been a coach for probably 40 years, but officially a coach for 6 years now. I've got the certifications. I've got the worksheets. I've written 52 ebooks on the subject. We can change almost anybody who wants to change, but you have to self-identify. You have to hold up your hand and say, I want to change. And that makes you a possibility. And then we have to figure out if you can currently change. Because, mentioned earlier, we all changed a zillion times from the time we were born to the time we were 20. Why not change now? The whole world is in front of you. There's so much to do. We've got huge challenges as a species and as partners and as dads, moms, lovers. We need to change to be better people for others and ourselves. We have to be 100% for ourselves first so that other people can trust our change. If you don't walk the walk, people aren't going to believe the talk. I've changed a zillion times in the last 5 years. Again, I change every week. I read books every week. I talk to people who are smarter than I am every week to get new perspective, to be able to massage one of the techniques that I put into place last year to make it better for my clients. That's change. Everybody can change. Love you all. Have a great day. I'm Coach Ron.